Namaste and welcome to class. My name is Kyla Serain and welcome to Yoga Sankalpa. We're practicing today mindful yoga for mental well-being, and I thought what we could do is a 15-minute sequence to start. The 15-minute sequence is really a sequence to improve your mental well-being, and it is a rescue remedy for those times when you're feeling like you don't really know what to do. If you're feeling really intense energy, fast-moving energy like anxiety, fast-running thoughts, fluctuating moods, this sequence is for you. If you're feeling really flat and lethargic, despondent and depressed, this sequence is for you. Through the 15 minutes of this sequence, you'll be able to change the biochemistry of the brain, affect the vagus nerve, which is responsible for the mind-body connection, and improve your mental well-being. Let's get started. I'm going to put my timer on, and I'm just going to join two postures together, and I've chosen the cat-cow posture. So I'm coming onto all fours, and as I inhale, I'm going to sink my spine and lift my heart and my chin. On an exhalation, I'm going to round the back and drop the head. Breathing in, sinking the spine, lifting the heart and the chin. Exhale, rounding the spine and dropping the head. Breathing in. So it's important to join the breaths and the movement together. So coming into the posture with the breath is as important as achieving the posture. With your own breath, in your own time. So if you are having a panic attack, you will notice that your breath is quite fast. And we are trying to keep the breath even, soft, and long. But there's no point forcing yourself to try and elongate the breath. It'll just happen quite naturally as you move through the practice. Breathing in. If you're feeling very lethargic, overwhelmed, or depressed, this practice is a wonderful way to start moving some energy through the body, beginning to open up the spine and lift the spirits. Exhale. Now, whenever you want to, whenever you need to, during this 15-minute period of time, you can rest in child's posture with your arms extended forward, and please rest here for as long as you feel you need to. As much as possible, we're breathing in and out of the nostrils, but if you feel that that is restrictive, then feel free to breathe in through the nostrils, out through the mouth, until you can actually change to breathing in and out through the nostrils. And when you're ready, coming back up again, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, lift the heart and the chin. Exhale, lift the spine, drop the head. Breathing in. Exhale. So as we're joining the breath and the movement together, we're sending a signal to the brain-body connection, which is the vagus nerve that runs from the brain stem down through the central nervous system and the spine, and the ganglia, the nerve ganglia
ganglia reach out through the body. So you'll notice that as you join the breath and the movement together, especially if you're breathing in and out through the nostrils, this sends a signal to the vagus nerve that things are beginning to calm down. The energy is beginning to balance. And the mind is beginning to balance. So the first thing that I notice when I do this practice is physically my body begins to feel better. So on the physical level, where a lot of yoga is taught and where a lot of yoga stays, is where people focus just on the physical benefits. But in mindful yoga for mental well-being, we're focused on the mental well-being benefits. And in my experience, after the body begins to feel like it's opening up, warming up, blood is beginning to flow, oxygen, prana is entering the life force. And the second thing that begins to change are the thoughts, the quality of the thoughts. So what I notice is that my thoughts may be quite negative if I'm experiencing a panic attack. Feeling overwhelmed, feeling insecure. And over time, as I keep moving the breath through the body, the quality of my thoughts change from negative to more positive. I'm just going to rest for a minute here, resting down, arms forward, rest as you need for as long as you need, and come back to the cat-cow sequence when you can. Feel free to rest, resting down. My knees are a little bit wider than my chest, my hips are back towards my heels, and my forehead is resting down to the floor. And I'm just going to rest here. My arms were feeling a little bit tired. My wrists were feeling a little bit tired. If you'd like to, you can always get a blanket to put underneath you. Feel free to keep resting here if you'd like to. But I feel ready to go again, so I'm just going to place my hands under my shoulders, knees under the hips, and take a nice long breath. Keep moving the spine to the fullness of the breath. Exhale. Move the spine to the full length of the breath. Getting into the posture is just as important as achieving the final posture. So this is the cow posture with the sunken back like a cow, and this is the cat posture with a rounded back like an arching cat. Keep moving the breath through. And we're going to go for a full 15 minutes. So what you'll notice is if you go through a full 15 minutes, that you can actually change your mental mindset within that short period of time. So this practice can get you moving if you're feeling very lethargic, demotivated, overwhelmed, depressed, flat, uninspired. This can help, and I've used it for panic attacks. When you're got really fast running thoughts, a lot of negative thoughts coming in. We're going to keep moving with the breath. Keep separating and opening up the vertebra. And resting whenever you need to. Rest again here. If you honestly feel that you need to take 5 minutes rest, then take 5 minutes rest. That's absolutely fine. I recommend at least a minimum of 2 minutes. Just rest down for 2 minutes, really take a good rest, and then come back to the cat-cow sequence when you're ready. So often I feel some tiredness in the arms, some pressure in the hips or the knees. So I like to take a rest. And then when I feel like I'm ready, it's really important to get back up again. It builds our resilience and our self-confidence to get back up again and try again. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round the spine, drop the head. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing and moving. Doesn't have to be complicated, but it has to be nice and conscious. So be mindful of moving the breath and the spine together. Be conscious of relaxing the breath as much as you can. And if you can, breathing in and out through the nostrils. If you're having a panic attack, I understand that may not be very possible. So when you're breathing in and out through the nostrils, you're actually sending a completely different signal to the parasympathetic nervous system, which tells the body rest and digest. So we can only do that when we're feeling safe. And if you're not feeling safe, what you'll notice is that you're breathing in and out through your mouth, which sends a completely different signal to the sympathetic nervous system, which governs our fight, flight, freeze response. Breathing in. Not too much longer to go now. Just moving with your breath. Moving with your breath. Keep the movement fluid, soft, long. You want the breath to be even on the inhale, and the same length on the exhale. So you can breathe into a count of 4, 6, or 8, and that's our alarm, so that's 15 minutes. Beautiful. Come back to neutral and just rest. Resting with our hips towards our heels, arms are forward, Head is down. If your head doesn't quite make it to the floor, you can put 2 fists here to rest the forehead. That's absolutely fine. Ideally, what we're trying to do is bring the heart and the head into a same line, into the same line. So that the head is not lower than the heart and the heart is not lower than the head. And this helps to stabilize blood pressure. Beautiful. Just a few more breaths in here, breathing in deeply. Our 15 minutes of cat-cow sequence, and that is my rescue remedy for any mental well-being symptoms that you might be experiencing. As I said, I have personally used this practice for a range of symptoms related to PTSD, and the symptoms for PTSD are quite wide-ranging. Like many of the mental health illnesses that are out there, you can have a range of symptoms that are very similar to other mental health illnesses, but you may be diagnosed differently. So if you're experiencing mental health symptoms, please try the 15-minute sequence. Tell me what you think and paste a comment down below. Namaste to you. Okay. Moving on, we're just going to slide our chest through and come to the floor. I'm going to bring my elbow points underneath my shoulders and bring my hands to my heart. Lift it up, make sure the fronts of the thighs are actually facing the floor. Lifting the heart up and moving the lower ribs away from the top of the pelvis. Not sinking into the lower back, so try to gently tuck the lower ribs back towards the spine so that you're not really sinking into the spine, but you're rather lifting up and there's some resistance there. Breathing in for 4, breathing in deeply. And exhale. Beautiful. One more breath in here, breathing in deeply. And gently, gently. I'm just going to bring myself straight back into child's posture, just to stretch that little back bend that we were doing, which is a variation on the Sphinx posture. The gentle way to begin to warm up the spine is to do your cat-cow sequence and then a Sphinx posture. Working into the spine is so incredible for mental well-being. Not to work too deeply, but to work gently. It just gives a lift, an inspiration maybe, to help lift the spirits. It just is quite invigorating. So let's do that one more time. Sliding through, bringing my elbow points under my shoulders and my hands together at the throat, at the base of the throat, lifting the heart up and tucking the lower ribs in. So there's a little bit of resistance there. I'm using my core and I'm breathing deeply. Last breath, breathing in. And gently, gently lowering down, bringing my hands beside my chest. I'm just going to press straight back into child's posture. Beautiful. Gently coming up onto all fours again. We're just going to do a nice movement for the spine. So I'm just going to place my hands under my shoulders and I lift my right hand up and inhale, lifting the right arm up, trying to bring one shoulder under the other without moving the hips, and very gently sweep it down and under. Bringing it all the way up, breathing in. And exhale, sweeping it all the way under. 2 more, breathing in and up. And sweeping it all the way under. Last time, breathing in and up. And gently bringing it back. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lifting the left arm up. And swinging it under. Breathing it in and up. And sweeping it under. Breathing it in and up. And sweeping it under. Last time, breathing in deeply. And sweeping it under. Let's go for a little bit of a hold here now. And this is a challenging posture. It's difficult to explain, but not that hard to get into. We're just going to inhale, lift everything back up. And gently, I'm going to slide this right arm at shoulder height onto the floor. And just twist the top part of my back. And putting the side of my face onto the floor. Gently coming back up. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lift everything up. And then I'm going to slide this arm along the floor, shoulder height. Place the side of my face onto the floor and move my hands slightly out of the way. Just twisting into the upper back slightly. Beautiful. Gently coming all the way back up. Okay, let's do our first downward facing dog. Turning the toes under here, take a nice deep inhalation and pressing up on an exhalation. Pressing back through the legs if you can. If you'd like to, just cycle the feet without moving the hips. Just warming up into the back of the calves and the hamstrings. Beautiful, and gently walking my fingertips back towards the feet. Now wherever you get to, if your legs are bent, that's fine. If you want to, place your hands onto the shins. If that's where you can reach, that's also fine. If you can, fingertips to the floor or palms to the floor. Trying to bring the weight into the ball of the foot so the tailbone goes straight up to the heavens, and then drop the head, neck and shoulders down. Gently soften into the knees and begin to roll up. And come into standing. Okay, lovely. Let's place our right heel at the edge or the end of the mat, and we're going to step the left foot forward. A good 1.5 leg distances. 1.5 leg distances. So a good step forward. Beautiful. I've got my toes pointing in, just my heel is touching the back of my mat, and I've got a heel on heel alignment. So either the heel can be in the same alignment as the back heel, or if you are extra tricky, you can make it heel on instep in line alignment. But for beginners, it's better if it's heel on heel alignment. So one heel is lined up with the other, trying to bring both the hips and the shoulders over your front left foot. Take a nice deep inhale and bend the front knee.
You want a nice 90-degree bend there. Back leg is lovely and straight. I'm just bringing my hands to the heart center to start with. Breathing in deeply. Beautiful. Once more, just like that. Perfect. Gently lifting everything up and bringing the head back to center. So bring the arms right beside the ears. Bend that front knee 90 degrees. Fingertips up nice and high, lifting the ribs. One more breath in here, breathing in deeply. And gently opening out to warrior two. So this is where shoulders and the hips face 90 degrees away from your front left knee. So your hips and shoulders are facing towards the side wall and your front knee is pointing directly forward. Take a nice deep inhale, breathing in. Looking over your left hand. Beautiful. Nice deep inhale, breathing in deeply. Gently drop this left elbow onto the left leg and bring the right arm right beside the ear. So nice extension now from that right foot all the way up to the fingertips. Breathing in. Beautiful. 4 more breaths in here, breathing in deeply. Just focusing on the breath, coming in and out of the body, extending through this right side of the body, and the left side is the supportive side. Beautiful. Gently, gently coming all the way back up. Beautiful. And let's come to the other side. So let's just bring our feet together and step the left heel back. And the right foot comes forward this time. 1.5 leg lengths. Starting with straight legs, heel on heel alignment. Bringing both the hips and the shoulders facing forward. Bending the front knee 90 degrees if you can, and bringing the hands to the heart, breathing in. Back leg is nice and straight. Beautiful, breathe it in. Lifting the arms up. Bringing the head back to center, arms right beside the ears, lifting up, lifting the whole chest away from the pelvis, getting a good extension for the spine. Breathe it in. Beautiful, opening out, warrior two, right arm leads. Pelvis and shoulders face the wall, while my arms and my knee face forward. Just check the back arm, is it still in line? Breathe it in. Beautiful, nice deep inhale. Gently set this right arm down the right leg, bringing the left arm all the way up and over beside the ear. Nice extension through the left side of the body, and the right side is fully supporting. Level 2, so you can go down if you like.
Beautiful. Inhale. Bringing everything back up. Good work. Gently, gently. We can walk our feet together. And just bringing our feet together. Just hip width distance apart. We're just going to do a standing forward fold. Bringing the hands to the heart center. Breathe in. And exhale, fold forward. Wherever you get to, hands to the shins, hands to the floor. Beautiful. This time we're just going to try and bring the hands beside the feet. If your hands are on the shins, just leave them there. And dropping the head, neck and shoulders down. And you can bring the thumbs into the creases of the elbows. And just hang. Just allowing gravity to take the torso and weigh it down as it lays over the pelvis. Beautiful. Gently, gently walking yourself forward, coming into downward facing dog. Making sure the hips are really high. If your knees are bent, that's absolutely fine, no problems. You're getting the same benefits from the posture. Getting a nice rest for the spine here. 2 more breaths. Beautiful, gently rest down, rest in child's posture. Knees are nice and wide. You bring your hands underneath your forehead and just rest down. And gently, gently coming back up. That's perfect. Okay, I just grabbed a cushion to pop underneath me, so if you wanted to grab a cushion as well, that's perfect. And I'm just going to cross my right ankle in front of my left. Nice, easy Sukhasana, happy posture. Beautiful. And very gently, I'm just going to do a twist, just to loosen the spine up a little bit. So the left hand goes to the right knee. Right fingertips come behind the right hip. I look to the side first of all, take a nice deep inhale. And gently then, opening from the lower part of the spine, these lower ribs, I'm trying to get these to move around towards the back. Lifting up nice and high through the crown of the head, sitting directly on both sit bones nice and evenly. And gently looking back over and release. Let's just gently cross the opposite foot in front. So left foot's in front now. Right hand goes across to the left knee. Left fingertips come behind. Inhale, lift everything up. And gently, gently moving from the lower ribs. I'm not moving from the chin or the shoulder. I'm trying to move these lower ribs around to the back. Make sure you're sitting up nice and high.
And gently look back over your right shoulder and come back to center. Let's just extend both legs out. Okay, so this is called Paschimottanasana. So it's a seated posture, obviously. It's a seated forward bend. So forward bends are just wonderful for the neurobiology of the brain. Helps to rest the forebrain and sends a very strong signal to the parasympathetic nervous system. Everything is just fine. We can calm right down. So this is a great way, forward bends are a great way to calm the mind down. So very gently, bringing the hands to the heart, inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach everything over the pelvis, reaching for the feet if you can. Wherever you get to is fine. And gently coming back to the heart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reaching it over, trying to stretch out of the pelvis, reaching towards the toes, and gently coming back. Last time, inhale. Exhale, reaching up and over the pelvis, reaching towards the toes. Wherever you get to is fine. If your hands are on your shins, that's fine. If you can, 2 fingers around the big toes. Lifting the heart forward first of all, getting this nice extension out of the pelvis, which is what we want. We want the torso to come over in front of the pelvis so it can come nice and close to the thighs. We'll do our best, and that's absolutely fine. Wherever you get to, it's important. Don't struggle. Don't try too hard. It's important to relax. Breathing in. Exhale, relax forward. Beautiful. Reaching with the torso over the pelvis towards the thighs, opening up the lower back. And just breathe. We're just breathing here. So just focus on the breath. Don't focus on the struggle. Don't focus on achieving anything. Just allow the body to relax into the posture. So wherever you're feeling the tension, breathe gently into that place. Notice that part that's feeling tight. Maybe it's holding on. Try and get it to let go. And watch it release. You're just going to watch these layers of muscles that are holding on. They've been working so hard to support you, but now they can relax. 3 more breaths in here, breathing in deeply. Beautiful. Gently, gently coming back up. Walk yourself back up to a sitting position. And we're just going to do a tabletop. So I'm just going to bring my hands behind my hips and my feet hip distance apart on the floor. And I'm just going to lift up. This is going to stretch the lower back. Lift the pelvis nice and high. Bring the shoulder blades back together. Keep the knees hip distance apart. Breathing in deeply. And gently down. We've got 2 more just like that. Breathing in, lift it up. Stretching out the back. Knees hip distance apart. Bring the shoulder blades back together. Nice deep inhale. And gently down. Last time, breathe in. And gently down. Good work. Okay, we're going to come down onto our backs. So, now we're just going to roll through the spine, giving it a nice massage. So feet hip distance apart, knees hip distance apart, laying on the back. We're going to start with the tailbone and move up towards the cervical spine and the neck.
with the breath. So inhale, lift everything up from the pelvis. Pressing the feet into the ground. Rolling up onto the cervical spine. Just take it nice and easy. And gently, gently from the cervical spine back down. Down to the lower lumbar. And the pelvis comes back to the floor. Let's do that again. Inhale, pick the pelvis up. Begin lifting each vertebra off the floor. Breathing in deeply. And gently, gently lowering the spine back down. Good. That feels so good. Let's do it a few more times. Inhale, picking the pelvis up. Lifting everything up. And gently, gently rolling back down through the vertebra until the tailbone comes to the floor. Good work. 3 more. Breathe it in. Pressing the pelvis nice and high. And gently, gently lowering everything back down. Good work. 2 more. Breathing in. Enjoying the massage. Using the floor as support. And gently, gently rolling back down. Last time, breathing in deeply. Picking the pelvis up. And coming back to the floor. Good work. Let's just gently bring the knees in towards the chest. Give the knees a hug. Extend the tailbone back down on the floor. Breathing into the heart chakra. Feels so good. Beautiful. Very gently. I'm just going to lay my arms out at my shoulder height and keep my knees nice and close to my chest. And I'm just going to drop my knees over to this right side as close to the armpit as possible. And I'm going to drop it all the way down to the floor. Now, if you can't make it to the floor, you can pop a pillow underneath your knees to support you. And we're doing a floor twist. So we're working into the muscles, asking them to release around the spine. Resting this top knee with the bottom knee. Beautiful. Let's pick it up. Inhale. And drop it to the other side. Both knees together, as close to the armpit as possible. And if you're using a pillow for support, move it across to the left side. Breathing in deeply. Trying to get this right shoulder blade, right shoulder back to the floor. And then we get this lovely twisting action through the thoracic spine and the lumbar, just down through here. We begin to open the chest up in the opposite direction to the knees. Let's change. Inhale, lift it up. And over to this right side. Keeping the knees as close to the armpit as possible. Keeping the knees together. Just breathing in. Pressing this left shoulder blade back to the earth.
Beautiful. 2 more breaths, breathing in. Perfect. Inhale, lift everything back up. And dropping it over to the left side. Pressing this right shoulder blade back. If you're using a pillow, move it across. And just trying to get some separation in the vertebra of the lower lumbar and the thoracic. Breathing in deeply, really relax. Try to really relax here. I know it can be an intense stretch. As with all twists, you're cleansing and toning the internal organs as well, which is why I absolutely love twisting. You may have noticed. Beautiful. Gently, gently coming back to center. Hugging the knees into the chest one last time. And gently placing the feet onto the floor and then extending your legs away. Now you might want to get a pillow and a cushion here, some blankets, cover yourself up for Shavasana. And we're going to come into the final posture, which is, as I said, Shavasana, the corpse posture, which is where you lie very, very still. And if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. And just watch the breath falling in and out of the nostrils. Just watching the breath flow in and out of the nostrils. And this is where we can also focus on having single-pointed concentration, which is samadhi. So samadhi is one of the highest goals of yoga, is to have single-pointed concentration. So that means unwavering focus on a single point. And you can make that single point where the breath touches the inner or the outer rim of the nostrils. So your mind might be centered enough to feel where the breath touches the inner or the outer rim of the nostrils. Also, you might be able to notice where the breath of the inhale and the exhale brushes across the upper lip. So you look for that point, have a look, see if we can steady the mind here now into single pointed concentration. And no matter how many times the mind wanders away, and it will, no matter how many times it wanders away, we always bring it back with compassion. So how we train the mind in yoga is with compassion and with gentleness. Gentleness. So I always say that when the mind wanders away, you bring it back like taking the hand of a child across the street. You know where you want the child to go, but you don't want to frighten the child. You don't want to scare it. So just gently bring the mind back to the touch of the breath, to the inner or the outer rim of the nostrils, or where the breath touches across the upper lip. And that's our single point of concentration. Trying to steady the mind here. Now, if you're noticing how unsteady the mind is, if you can see what's called the monkey mind, and we all have it, it's not just you. Mind jumps all over the place from branch to branch, thought to thought, seemingly without any connection. That's okay. You're noticing what's happening in the mind. Now, you can't force the mind. It's like trying to force a child. You can't force the mind. You have to direct the mind. Showing it what to focus on, which is the touch of the breath. And always bringing it back gently, gently, with Maitri, which is friendship. Friendship with yourself.
Well, I really hope that you've enjoyed today's class as much as I've enjoyed teaching it. I love getting these classes out every week and seeing your comments and hearing from you, so that's lovely. Feel free to contact me, check out the website, and there'll be some more interesting updates in the near future. All right, hope you're all well. Take care. Namaste.